everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and for today's episode, pag-uusapan natin ang Etiolated Succulents. And in front of you, I have different kinds of succulents na perfect example ng ating topic for today. Unang-una sa lahat, we need to define kung ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng etiolate or etiolated succulents. Ibig sabihin lang nun is lumalaki yung ating mga plants or succulents na kulang sila sa sunlight, and as a result, mapapansin niyo na yung kanyang leaves looks pale and weak, and sometimes, for example, we have these jelly beans here, yung kanyang mga stems are very thin and stretched, diba? So sobra siyang nag-stretch na ganyan, but very thin yung kanyang stem because of insufficient sunlight. In addition, yung ating mga succulents need sunlight for photosynthesis. Yung photosynthesis kasi is the process kung saan yung plant kino-convert niya yung energy from sunlight into carbohydrates or yung food nila. Now that we know the importance of sunlight sa ating mga succulents, pag-usapan naman natin yung 3 indicator signs or important signs na masasabi natin nag-etiolate or kulang ng sunlight ng ating mga succulents. Ang pinakauna nating dapat tignan is yung kanilang leaves are pointing downward. So a good example is itong ating mga Echeverias. The reason why yung kanyang leaves are pointing downward is because trinatry niyang i-maximize yung ability niya to photosynthesize. Itong Echeveria na to is nasa part siya ng greenhouse where hindi siya nakakuha ng sufficient sunlight. Kaya ganito ang ginawa niya. Trinay niyang expose lahat ng kanyang leaves. Ayan, that's the reason why it's pointing downward. Ito yung typical or healthy na Echeveria. If mapapansin niyo yung leaves niya is not pointing downwards. Ibig sabihin, this one is receiving sufficient light. Ayan. So, that's the very first thing. Number 2 natin is yung ating mga succulents is trying to bend maybe left or right. So, it depends kung nasaan yung kanyang source of light. For example, ito, nag-bend siya towards the left. Ayan, yung stem niya is trying to bend towards the left. And mapapansin nyo rin naman dito, pa-left lahat ng kanyang leaves kasi nga yung ating mga succulents, they can sense kung saan ba yung greatest concentration of available na light. So in this case, ating source of light is nasa left side. That's the reason why yung ating succulent is trying to bend towards the left. We also have here jelly beans. Kung mapapansin nyo, lahat ng kanyang stems is leaning towards the left. Ayan. Kasi nga nandun yung source of light. So, just in case yung source of light is nasa right, definitely yung kanilang stem or yung plant natin would look like this. So, papunta sila sa right naman. The third and the most obvious way of an etiolated succulents is yung ating stems. Mapapansin nyo yung stems niya grows height at a faster rate, and because of that, nagkakaroon tayo ng gaps in between leaves. Ayan, so mapapansin niyo, diba, ang daming gap between leaves kasi nga, as I mentioned earlier, it's trying to expose every single leaf na magkaroon siya ng source of sunlight. Another example, we have Echeveria Black Prince. Dito sa lower part is medyo okay pa, but then starting dito, nag-start na siyang mawalan ng source of light. That's the reason why nagkaroon na ng gaps in between sa kanyang leaves. Ayan. And in comparison with this, diba, mapapansin nyo naman yung difference. This one is normal yung kanyang growth. There's no gap. Ayan. Very, very compact siya. Dikit-dikit siya. Unlike dito sa ating Black Prince na kulang sa sunlight, ang daming gaps. Yan, in between. Yan, sobrang daming gaps. Another, ayan. So, syempre kukunin din natin, we also have jelly beans. We have a side-by-side comparison nga. Ito yung ating healthy na jelly beans na compact. Ayan, there's no spaces in between, or may mga gaps siya in between, which is normal, but compared to this one nga, ayan, diba, sobrang layo ng gaps and sobrang ninipis nga nitong kanyang leaf as compared dito sa ating jelly beans na nakaka-receive ng enough or sufficient sunlight. And lastly, we have itong ating Debbie. We also have this Echeveria Debbie na kung mapapansin nyo, so same thing. Ayan, no, there's a lot of gaps in between each leaf. And this one is a normal Debbie. Kung mapapansin nyo, is very compact. Ayan. See, makikita nyo ba yan? Yung super close. Ganyan dapat ang normal growth ng ating mga succulents na nagre-receive ng sufficient sunlight. Ayan, diba? Parang they are just overlapping from each other compared to this one na sobrang daming spaces kasi insufficient yung nare-receive niyang sunlight. And now, pag-usapan naman natin kung paano natin i-correct yung etiolated succulents. Kasi hindi lang naman siya basta-basta ilalagay sa direct sunlight and that's enough. The most important thing that you need to do is we need to expose yung mga succulents na kulang sa sunlight gradually, at least 30 minutes a day. So for example, today we will expose this sa ating greenhouse with direct sunlight for 30 minutes only, diba? And after 3 days, magdadagdag tayo ng additional 30 minutes sa kanilang sunlight exposure. So magiging 60 minutes na siya or 1 hour a day. Then after 3 days again, we're gonna expose them to another 30 minutes. So 1 hour and 30 minutes. So ganun lang siya, gradually natin silang expose sa sunlight. Kasi for example, today ilalagay natin siya agad sa 5 hours na direct sunlight. Ang mangyayari is yung kanyang leaves might experience sunburn, especially na yung mga succulents na to are not receiving enough sunlight for the past weeks or for the past months. Kaya we need to gradually expose them. And that's it. Ganun lang siya kasimple, gradual sun exposure. But I want to emphasize na yung ating mga succulents na ganito won't go back to normal. For example, we have ito nga, diba? So, if we expose them to direct sunlight, hindi siya liliit, diba? In other words, this one is already permanent. But starting here, yan, magiging normal na yung kanyang growth. But sa part na ito, it won't change anything. Ganyan na talaga yung kanyang stems, hindi na siya liliit. And we also have this echeveria. Ayan. So, yung mga yan, hindi na siya magdidikit-dikit. But it will start growing normally after this one. Ayan, so magiging compact na siya once exposed to direct sunlight. And that's how are we gonna fix our etiolated succulents. Another way for you to fix yung inyong etiolated succulents is through leaf propagation. So for example, in my case, ito yung Debbie na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. And I decided to reset or restart everything. Kaya ipropagate na lang natin ito kanyang leaves, and at the same time, after a couple of weeks, expect na magkakaroon tayo ng new growth or babies or new offsets dito sa kanyang mga stems. And ayan, so for example, ito na yating isang Debbie. Ayan, so nag-start na siya mag-roots, and anytime soon magkakaroon na rin siya ng offsets. And that's one way for you to fix yung inyong etiolated succulents. And kung ayaw nyo siyang i-propagate via leaf, you can also behead. Ayan, so all you need to do is cut dito sa area na to, then air dry for 3 to 5 days. Then you can do soil propagation or water propagation. Ayan. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips about our succulents.